It's Dabuleux. Welcome to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be doing this more like festival type look with the pop of blue in the crease. I really love how this look turned out. I love the pop of blue, it being very wearable but still fun at the same time. You don't have to strictly wear this for festivals though. It can be in the summer for those summer parties, if you know what I mean. Also, I'm not a professional, especially not when it comes to cut creases, so I'm just showing you or telling you things that help me, that make it easier for me. I'm just giving you my tips, what I do. So hopefully you guys enjoy this look, and let's get into it. I already did my foundation, like my bronzer, blush, all that, and my eyebrows. I'm gonna use the shade right here, Shooting Star. I'm gonna dip this in, and then we're just gonna really run this in the crease. Kind of messy, not too precise with it in the crease. You just want it all over the crease, like I said, to help with blending when we lay down other shadows. So I have a mirror right here, so I'm going to be looking down here. So just going to lay this down right here. So I'm just putting this in the crease, laying it down, like I said, messy. So I'm going to do like this back and forth motion in the crease, and then I'm going to start doing circles to blend it out, just like so, going back and forth in different counter and clockwise, both ways, and then just make sure those edges are really blended and the shadow itself is blended throughout the whole crease. If it hits the lid, it's not a problem, don't freak out, because like it's not going to be a big problem. You're going to fix it once you cut the crease and all that. Right now you just want to make sure it looks very blended, and I'm just going to do the same to the other eye. Lay it down. So now going into the next shadow, I'm going into this shade right here, which is Potion, I believe. Yes. I'm going to first lay it down. I kind of go, I don't want it to be too messy in the outer corner, so I'm gonna like go in like a cat eye effect, but we're not going for that exact cat eye. Pushing it towards in the inner corner and then kind of dragging it into the crease. So I just already laid down that shadow. I don't want it to be too dark because we're just gonna put the cut crease and then add more. So I just want to lay down a little bit so we have that shade right there. And then I'm going in back with that blending brush and just blending those edges. Alright, so now it's time for the crazy cut crease stuff. So I'm going to be using this brush to cut my crease. It's just like a really thin brush. Really good to cut the crease. I love this brush. And then I'm going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade Light. Just going to put a little in the back of my hand. Cutting the crease is a little bit more difficult. It's a more advanced type of skill, but it's definitely something you can learn and practice. You definitely need to practice cut creases. I am still practicing cut creases, and that's fine. You don't have to be a professional at it. If you practice, don't be ashamed of yourself, girl. Practice. That's how you get good. So don't be ashamed. I'm still practicing myself, so if this comes out like crap, totally don't take up my advice. But I kind of just I know some people will line the bottom of their eye and then just look up and it'll like mark it. I cannot do that for some reason, and I always get scared it's gonna mark it ugly, or I don't know. I just prefer to do it myself and I have the control of it, you know what I mean? And the way I do it, you can do it that way, because I know a lot of people will say it's much easier that way, so I recommend that way if it works for you, you know what I mean? But the way I do it, if I put my head down and look at the mirror, like instead of looking at it like this, if I look at it like this, you can see that line. If I pick up my eyebrows, I'm gonna make the ugliest face, but if I pick up my eyebrows, I can see exactly where that crease is, and that's exactly where I want the blue. So what I first do to start it, I just lay down the concealer right here. Honestly, I feel like the way I do it is really harder compared to like lining it down here and then just looking up. So I think I recommend that technique a little bit more. I was like super quiet. I can't really explain what I'm doing when I'm doing the cut crease. It's just like liner. You have to like focus on what you're doing. But hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. We're gonna move on straight to the next step. We're gonna be using two very precise brushes. So I'm gonna be using this e.l.f. small angled brush. It's exactly what it is, a small angled brush. And then I'm gonna be using this like random brush I have in my collection. It's like a really thin pencil brush. So I'm gonna actually go in with this pencil brush, the second one that I showed you, this pencil brush, going in right directly into the blue shade. This is the Mermaid Bay shade. I'm gonna be using this one, Mermaid Bay. It's a really nice deep sparkly blue, really pretty. The top of where the crease is cut is where I'm gonna be putting this shade. I'm gonna tap off as much excess as I can. We can go in and make it more pigmented. It's just about getting that shadow first down with this shadow. Just strictly laying it down right there. Do you see that? Okay, I think I brought it too low, but that's okay. We can fix that. No worries. So I did lay down the shadow already, the blue shadow. As you can see, it looks a little weird and messed up at the moment because we're not done completely. We still need to fix it. So I'm going to keep applying the blue shade until I get it where I want it. Now that we have that, I'm going to literally go back into my brush that I was using to cut the crease with. And then I am going to just kind of like fix the line. I'm actually going to get rid of this blue right here. And just literally go and clean everything up. I'm gonna go back into the blue, being very careful, but we will probably have to go back and fix things. That's okay. But you still want to be precise with everything you do. So I'm just laying that shadow back down, making sure it's very pigmented. Just like that. And I just go below the blue and just really try to make a clean line below it. So I have that shadow there. Now we're gonna quickly put a shadow on the rest of the concealer so we can have that set already before it starts like messing up with the blue. I'm gonna go in with a packer brush, just going in with, actually, no, yeah, I'm gonna use this one. This one's just a nice flat packing brush. That's the side of it. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Sweet Dreams. This one right here. Getting a lot of this and then just going on and putting that right on top of that concealer, right below the blue. You wanna be careful with the blue. And you don't have to use this palette. I wanted to emphasize that earlier and I forgot. You don't have to use this palette. You can even use different shades. Just using this technique to get a similar look, or you can just use similar colors that you have in your collection. So I'm gonna go in and fix the blue. That's when the small angled e.l.f. brush comes in, because now we're gonna fix above the blue. So we're gonna get a little bit of this shade right here, Shooting Star, and just a tiny bit of Potion, just because we did bring that potion into the crease. But just a tiny bit, and then we're gonna go above the blue and kind of just line that, kind of fix those shadows, you know what I mean? And just making sure that it's really clean on top as well. So going in with that brush, we set down the outer corner shade. I'm gonna just pick this up and use a little bit of the Potion shade and then just apply that back into the outer corner. and then just blending it softly. You don't want to do too much damage to the blue that we have there, so you really want to be careful with it, but you definitely still want that outer corner nice and blended and bright. Going back with our blending brush, I'm actually going to pick up a little bit of Shooting Star, that first shade we used to blend, just a little bit, top off the excess, and blend that shadow out. I'm going to go in with this shade right here, Elfish. This dark shade right here is called Elfish. I love this shade, it's beautiful. So I'm just going to lay this down very precisely in the outer corner. And so I'm going to lay it down just as so, like if I'm putting liner on. And then going in like upwards direction, I'm going to kind of blend it upwards. But then I'm going to go back in with that brush that we were putting potion in the outer corner with no additional product, just kind of blending that Elfish into potion, and then going back into our blending brush and blending it out. So you're just going to go back and forth until you get that blended look, you get that deepness and smokiness that you want, and that is it. You also want to make sure that the shade we put in our lid is blended into the outer corner shades. So I'm just, with no additional product, going back with the brush, I'm just kind of wiggling it between that lid shade and those outer corner shades. Now that we got the top lid where we want it, we're going to do the lower lash line. Going in with this very precise pencil brush, picking up potion again, and running this down the lash line, but not going all the way down into the inner corner, just in the outer corner. To add that dark smoky look that we have in the outer corner and the top of the eye, we're going to do that to the same, only lower lash line, with that same Anastasia brush. Picking up Elfish once again, and it's just running this out in the outer corner of our lash line. I'm gonna highlight the brow bone and the inner corner. So to highlight the inner corner, I'm gonna be using this Wet n Wild brush. It's like the same line as those blending brushes. It's just this nice packing shadow brush. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is Moony. This is gonna be our brow bone highlight. And then we're gonna put this in the inner corner as well. Okay guys, are zoomed out now. We're almost freaking done. I'm so excited because I actually really like how this look came out. I'm going to just apply highlight to my face because I still haven't done that. I'm going to use the Anastasia So Hollywood highlighter just because of the gold in this highlighter. Would really tie in really nice with the eye look. So I'm just going to blend this on my face. Pretty much done. We're just going to add mascara. You could definitely add lashes to this look because it definitely would look amazing with lashes. Okay, so then for the lip, I'm just going to be using gloss. This is the Kathleen Lights and ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip, I think it's called, in Moonchild. It came out with the same collection of Dream Street. Okay, so I forgot to apply setting spray, but that's okay. We can apply now. So the one I'm going to be using is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. It's super inexpensive and I've been loving it lately. It's at the drugstore, easy to pick up. So we applied the setting spray and so we are now done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank goodness. I actually really freaking love how it came out. I know, like, with festival looks, like, we don't do, like, there's a lot of people that don't want to do all those crazy dots all over their face or all these diamonds and everything, which I am totally down for. But sometimes you just want to do an eyeshadow look that isn't too crazy, because say maybe your outfit's crazy but you still want it to be festival inspired and themed. This look is definitely the look. You got a pop of color but you still have those bronzy eye looks that are good for every day. So that's the end of this look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it was detailed enough and I explained everything well. I tend to not be good at explaining things, so hopefully I did. So I really like it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. If you like me and like my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!